Hello, everyone. What is your path to happiness? Did you know there's only 3 steps? My name is Angie Langley, and I am a happiness expert, and I specialize in intuitive healing, energy healing, and trauma healing. And do you know how dynamic women are leaders in their field? But sometimes they get knocked down by a trigger or a trauma or what the hell ever, and they just can't seem to figure out how to get beyond it. I show them how to rise up so they can take back control of their life again. So if this is you or somebody you know, this is where you need to be. Okay, invite them in, DM me or Polly and say, hey, hello, how are you? Okay, and watch out for a DM for me. Okay, and there's also welcome gifts. So if you guys haven't got your welcome gifts, put hashtag gift in the comments and we'll get that link out to you. Okay, so if you guys can see me and hear me, there is a link above that says StreamYard for Facebook. So we can click on that and then come on back. That way I can see who's here and who's commenting. So your path to happiness. Now, I know everybody thinks happiness. Oh, I'll never be happy. Like, how can I be happy? You know, I'm miserable. I'm in that deep, dark hole, right? And I've been there. And although on the outside, it looked like I had a great life. You know, I had a good job. I had my home. I drove my nice truck, right, at the time. And, you know, but on the inside, behind closed doors, things were a little different, right? I had a lot of trauma, a lot of abuse. I had a lot of things coming up that I had to release and that I had to get rid of, right? And I didn't know how to do that. So I kept learning and researching and opening up my intuition to help me out. Okay. And, you know, it took forever. I wanted to give up. I wanted to, you know, just end it. You know, if it wasn't for my kids, I wouldn't even be here right now. You know, and one day I was going to work. And I don't know if you guys see my post or not about this tractor trailer, but I was on my way to work and I was driving a red half-ton truck. I mean, this thing you can see a mile away, right? It's big and it's red. And I was driving to work, going up through, and I live in the country. Okay, so, and this 18-wheeler was coming towards me. And it was in the middle of the road. It was like in between the yellow line, and there was no way I could get around it. No way, unless I went in the ditch. And I was like, well, you know, if I'm going to meet my maker, today's the day. And so I put my foot on the gas. And do you know, I don't remember a thing. Nothing. When I put my foot on the gas, it was like time stopped, you know. It was just like that part of my life didn't even exist. And it was like total blank. Like I don't remember anything that happened from the time I put foot on the gas to the time I looked in my side mirror, on the driver's side mirror, and the truck was behind me and it was still in the middle of the road. Now, I don't know how I get around it. I don't know if I went over it, under it, around it. I have no idea, or even through it, right? I have no idea. But I know that I'm still here for a reason. And, you know, I found my purpose and I love what I do. And so I'm going to show you your path to happiness. Okay. Because I've narrowed it down. I know what works. I know what doesn't work. And it's not black and white. Okay. I just guide you. Okay. So the first thing that we do on your path to happiness is, do you guys know what this word is? Hold on. I'm going to bring this up. Have you ever heard that word before? Triage? Yeah. Oh. Hi, guys. I see some people here. If you guys can click on the link above and it says StreamYard for Facebook, and then come on back. That way I can see who's here and who's commenting. And if you can see me and hear me, let me know. We are having a bit of yucky weather here. So, it's trying to snow, but it's not. So, yeah, so if you can see me and hear me, let me know. Put a hey or a thumbs up or something in the comments. So give me a thumbs up. So have you ever heard this word triage? Yeah, a lot of us have gone there, right? You know how you have, sometimes do you guys watch these medical shows like House or what's another one? Grey's Anatomy, or you might even do it, right? Oh, hi, that must be Cheryl. You know how, have something wrong and you rush to the hospital, and where do you go first? You go to triage, right? And what do they do at triage? They assess your problem, right? They assess to see, okay, where is she in the lineup, right? Does she have a broken finger? Or, or if someone that comes in, they're having chest pains, like who's going to be here first, right? The one with the chest pain. Okay? So when you go into triage, they find out exactly what is wrong, right? You're rushing in and they're like, oh my God, okay, this is what's wrong. We're going to fix it. And this is what we're going to do. Okay, so this is what we do in the triage. Okay, so we assess exactly the root cause, right? So if you go in and you broke a leg, you fell and broke your leg, but they're, looking at your finger, right? That's not going to work, right? So we assess the problem, the root cause, because once you hit the root cause and you figure out exactly what needs to be fixed, right? And you're clear on that, that's a whole different ball game, right? You guys, it is things that you never even thought of. I have clients that are like, well, I don't know what's wrong. And I use my intuition to show you, because I can see these things, okay? I can see what's wrong. And I'll say, well, what happened to you at this age? And they're like, oh, well, what does that have to do with me now? And then I bridge that gap. Okay. Yeah. So just like when you go into triage, right? And you're doing that assessment, you have a broken leg. So what happens when you break your leg, right? You get assessed for that, right? So what is the output? A healed leg so you can walk again. So to bridge that part, you have to get the doctor look at you. You need x-rays. You have to have surgery. You need a cast. You need therapy, right? So in the triage part that we do, we get to that root cause. And then we get you in alignment with your outcome. What is it that you want in your life? What does your dream life look like? Okay. And so also, you guys, I have a Black Friday. Black Friday is coming up. So I have an amazing offer called Dare to Dream. Okay. So if you guys want the link for that, put hashtag dream in the comments. Okay. And I can send you the link for that. So being able to dream, to be able to find out exactly what you want in your life, right? Because I know when I was in that hole, I didn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I didn't know I could dream, I didn't know I'd be doing what I'm doing right now, right? And it's hard to do that, okay? So, but once you get to the root cause, we're able to dream. We will get you in alignment with that dream life that you want, okay? And then we find out during the awakening what's holding you back, right? So we get you from being clear to confident, right? So you can see exactly what is going on, okay, where we're going to go, and what the hell is keeping us from doing what we want to do, okay? Yeah. So that is our first step, right? Easy peasy. And, guys, this will take about 3 months, right? And once we get all that put away and over with and gone, you're going to feel like a whole new person, right? And it's amazing, and it's that quick, right? So, and then we give you the tools. Okay, the tools is your other step that we go through. Okay, and it's just like a virtual toolbox. Okay, and in this toolbox, it's everything that you possibly ever need to get through whatever situation that comes up. You know, you have that toxic ex that comes around, you know, there's a tool in there. Okay, and this toolbox is, you know, you grab a tool, a situation comes in, and this, you open up your toolbox, and it just goes straight to your brain, and it goes, oh, okay, I have a tool for that. Okay, so are you guys getting me so far? Yeah, if you do, let me know in the comments. So if you guys need more help, or if you want to know more about what's going on here with the tools, with triage, if you have something going on that you really don't know what it is, hashtag call in the comments, okay? And we can find that out. And the call is totally free, and it takes 10 minutes, okay? And you'd be surprised exactly what it is that is holding you back, okay? And with these tools, now, we actually get rid of whatever is holding you back. We open up all those trapped emotions that are stuck inside your body, you know, and these trapped emotions, they fester, right? I swear to God, guys, they fester. I've had a client who had all kinds of anger in her life, and she had developed breast cancer because of it, you know. You have so much stress that it causes burnout. It causes adrenal fatigue. It causes autoimmune diseases. Like you even have irritable bowel or Crohn's or diverticulitis. Okay. So you don't know where this trauma is stored inside of your body. You know, I have found so many things in so many people, right? I was talking to one of my women that that come to see me, and she come to see me for anxiety, and so I showed her where it was and what was going on. I calmed her down, and this is actually before it was probably about 2 years ago, and so when I work on you, I do a body scan, and I got to her ovaries in her reproductive system, and I was like, what's going on there? You know, is there anything going on? And she goes, oh, I don't know. She said, we're just trying to get pregnant, but we can't. I was like, oh, well, what did the doctor say? And they're saying there's nothing wrong. Not a thing wrong with me or my husband, right? I was like, oh, okay. I said, do you want me to go in and see what's going on in there? She, sure, whatever you want to do. So anyway, I go in, and she had a block in there, an energy block in there that was caused by a childhood trauma. And so I released that, and I healed it. And you know, right now, she has the cutest little baby girl. She got pregnant 2 days after. Yeah, 2 days after the session that we did with her. And, you know, I just saw the little girl there this week, and she is adorable, absolutely adorable. So when I give you these tools, right, this is stuff that you can actually use in your everyday life. Okay, it's not just something that you use in therapy. Right? I have a client that's been in therapy for years, and she said that the tools that they gave her annoyed her. They didn't make sense. She didn't like doing them. And so she didn't do them. And she was paying a lot of money. This was a very expensive therapist that she was going to see. So she was paying a lot of money for this therapist. And she loved her, and she got along with her. But she was with her for 2 years, guys. And she was still having anxiety. She was still couldn't leave her home, right? And so when I go, I go and I message her, And she signed up for my pilot program. And she goes, okay, I want it. I've been following you. I know what you do. And I want it. I want to be just like what you're doing right now. And I said, okay. So did you know that it only took maybe 6 weeks, maybe 2 months, and she actually left her house. She didn't have much anxiety, but she did the exercises because they were different. They were kind of weird, right? And they were fun. Okay. And they were easy. They were just easy things that you do, right? Because if they're hard, they annoy you and they're just don't make any sense, you're not going to do them, right? Yeah. I mean, it's just like taking algebra in school. Like, why would you take algebra if you're not going to use it? Right? Yeah. So same thing, right? So these are the tools that I give you to help you deal with these triggers. I had a woman that she was triggered by what her ex did to her and the company that he worked for. And she would never go near that building, would not go near it. And so she went to the building, actually talked to her ex-husband's secretary or, the people that worked in his office, because before she couldn't go there because she was triggered so bad. But you know what? She said she wasn't triggered. It didn't bother her at all to be able to go there because it didn't bother her anymore. She knew who she was, right? Yeah. So these are the tools that you can do. All right. So again, if you guys want to find out more about what's going on, these tools, about your path, okay, and how I can get you to this next slide, which is, where am I? There we go, the transform, okay? How you want to be this badass, confident, amazing woman who is happy, right? Put hashtag call in the comments and we'll give you a call. I'll give you a call. Okay. And we'll find out what's going on. Okay. So, of course, the last step is the transform. Okay. You're doing all this work in the triage. You're getting clear on what needs to be fixed. You have the confidence to be able to do this, right? You have the tools that'll take you out of that sadness and into your happiness, right? So we've got all that done. Everything is all done, right? Everything is fine. You're living your life. You're having an amazing life. Okay. So right now we want to keep you there. Okay. We don't want you going back down there again, right? We don't want you repeating these cycles. And we absolutely don't want your kids to go through that. There was a woman today that was at a home care client's house that I was at. And she was saying that her husband has been off work for 2 years. He's on disability for the last 2 years because of his anxiety. He has anxiety so bad that he cannot work. And so everything is on her, right? And that's a lot of pressure. Right? And it's hard because I know I've been there, right? My husband has been disabled for 22 years. So everything's been on me and it's a lot of pressure, right? So when she told me that he had anxiety, and then she said even her kids have it. Her kids have anxiety so bad that they are struggling with life too, right? And I was like, well, do you know where it comes from? And she said, well, his mom has anxiety. And I'm thinking, okay, it's a generational trauma. Okay. And the only way to get rid of this generational trauma is for you to break that cycle. Okay. It's for you to, because this is the time for us to come out and to live our lives, right? we need to break this cycle, because I know I didn't want my daughter to go through what I went through. I most certainly don't want my grandkids to go through what I go through, or my great grandkids, or my great great grandkids, you know? So this is why I've been working so hard to heal, to let go, to break these cycles. Okay. And this is why I'm so passionate about helping other women do the same thing. Right? You don't want your kids to go through this, right? And I've seen it. I've seen it thousands and thousands of times. You know, the parent has gone through hell. The grandparent has gone through hell, and they're holding it, you know, and they're hiding it from their kids. But then they can't figure out why their kids are going through this trauma too, right? Yeah. It's just passed down from generation to generation. Okay. Even past life trauma. Okay. Have you guys ever heard of past life trauma? Do you have a fear or something that you just can't explain or can't figure out what's going on? Yeah. So if you do, put in the comments what it is. That'd be interesting to find out, because I know I had a fear of wrought iron gates, you know, and the spikes. And I couldn't figure out why, until I learned that in a past life, I was a soldier. And this was many, many moons ago, many, many lifetimes ago. And I had a spear. And I was walking along, and I tripped and I fell. And the spear went in through one ear and out the other. And that is how I died in that life. And now that I'm aware of that, it doesn't bother me anymore. Right? So this is why it's so important for us to get into that transformation stage. Okay. We don't want you to go through this ever again. Right. So we're going to buffer all that residual darkness, right, away, so that you can start shining your light. Right. And you guys, when you feel more confident, when you feel more amazing, more powerful, it's an amazing feeling, guys. It really is. And to be so happy that nothing bothers you, right? And when you do have a trigger, it doesn't spiral down that rabbit hole, right? You just have that little dip, and then you just pop back up, okay? And once you get rid of all of that residual darkness and start shining your light, you have this barrier that only you will allow good things to come in. Okay. You want more money coming in, it's going to come. You want to have amazing relationships, they're going to come in. You want to be happy with your life, you want to love yourself, that's going to happen. Okay. And I know loving yourself was huge. And if you guys saw my event there a couple weeks ago, we did a exercise with the looking glass. If you guys want that replay, put #glass in the comments, and I can get that to you, because it's an amazing exercise, and it was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. Okay. So once we get all the stuff in here, into your barrier, right, we have to give you strong, strong boundaries to keep it there. Okay. We don't want you going back there. We don't want people to come in and take, right? Because we're people pleasers, right? And people pleasing is a form, or it's not a form of trauma, but it's a result of trauma, okay? Because we don't feel good about ourselves. We doubt ourselves. We have self-worth issues. And when we please other people, we think it makes us feel better. But when we do that, we do it for people who are takers. You know, they're narcissists. They're just mean, right? And they just keep taking and taking, right? And you can't take from an empty cup, right? I got burned out so badly one time that I could not move. I quit my job. I was in bed for a long time. Like, I could barely get out of bed for at least a month. It took me that long just to be able to get enough energy to get out of bed. And after that, I was still tired. And it was the worst feeling that I've ever had. And because I was always very energetic, always very athletic, you know, I used to work out. It took me 4 months, guys, 4 months to get ready for a bodybuilding competition. And I dropped 20 pounds. I built muscle. I worked out for 4 hours a day after working a 10-hour shift and coming home and working and doing my things for home here. Right. And I had that much energy. But when I got burned out, I didn't have anything left. There was nothing left. Nothing left for me, and definitely nothing left for anybody else. Right. And that is when I started looking after me, because who is the most important person in your life? And I keep asking people that, right? Who is the most important person in your life? Do you guys know? Put it in the comments if you know. Who is the most important person in your life? Okay. All right, let me get rid of that thing. There we go. Okay. It is you. You are the most important person in your life. Exactly. Right? Because if you guys get sick, right? Who's going to look after your home? Who's going to look after the money, right? Who's going to look after the kids, the hubby, your parents, if you have to look after your parents? Who's going to look after you? Nobody, right? And this is what we do, right? We just keep going and going, right? We're in our masculine energy, and it is so hard to tune into our feminine again. Okay. So if you guys come back next week on Wednesday, I'm here every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 7 p.m. our time, Atlantic Standard Time. And we're going to go over our masculine energy. Okay. And I think you guys will see a difference of how we are in our masculine energy, right? Because we're always working. We're always doing. Okay. And so we're going to do that. And then the next week we will do our feminine energy, right? And the feminine energy is all about attracting, right? It's all about us. Okay. And then we're going to do the comparison of the two. Okay. So come back again next week. And again, if you guys need the replay, put hashtag replay in the comments. And if you want to know more about your path to happiness, put hashtag happy in the comments, and we can hop on a call and we can find that out. Okay. And then guys, last month I was doing some homework. I had an assignment. Well, the assignment got postponed until the end of November. So I need 40 more people to help me out. So if you guys can spare 15 to 20 minutes to help me out, I'm working on an offer, and then I'm really narrowing it down, and I want to make it perfect so that I can help more people. Okay, so your output, your feedback is really, really important. So if you can help a girl out, put hashtag call in the comments. And if you can help me out with my assignment, that would be great. And so have a great night, guys. This is amazing. Like, your path to happiness is so quick, right? Like, Sosan just started with me, and her transformation is is amazing. Like, she is getting focused. She has people looking at her now that never looked at her before. And she's doing great, and it's not something that drags out and it takes forever, right? You have immediate results. Okay, because when you guys are in my circle, right, when you guys join me, I weave my magic and I help you heal faster. So it's a lot easier, right? Because I know it's hard. It's hard as hell to heal and to be happy with yourself, because you don't want to do it Your patsy gets in the way, and it's hard, right? So, but when I weave my magic around you, I feel you. And even Sherry, I'll message her out of the blue and says, "Oh, how are you doing today?" And she goes, "How do you know?" you know, like she says, "You just messaged me out of the blue." And usually it's when I have an issue or something's popping up that's kind of bothering me. And she goes, "How do you know that?" And so yeah, so this is pretty cool stuff that we do, right? I mean, even Soson can feel me, right? And Soson lives down in Maryland. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world. I've worked with people in Australia. I've worked with people, in Europe, all over the States, all over Canada. So, so you don't have to be here with me. Okay. I can feel you anywhere. Okay. So again, guys, if you want the replay, put hashtag replay. If you want to find out what your path to happiness is, okay, put hashtag path in the comments. And it just takes 10 minutes. Okay. And I'll find out why it's holding you back. What's holding you back? Okay. And if you want to help a girl out with her assignment, put hashtag call in the comments. And the end of November, I'm going to put all the names in on a draw, and we're going to have a really cool prize. Okay. So again, have a great night, and I will see you guys all next week.